Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, the 25th of May, the 146th day of 2020. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, apparently, although I don't know that because people told me on this day in history. In 1521, the Edict of Worms, I mentioned that quite early on in my videos, outlaws Martin Luther and his followers, and arguably kicks off the Protestant Reformation, which is a thing that happened. In 1878, W.S. Gilbert and Archie Sullivan's comic opera HMS Pinafore premiered in London and became their first international success. In 1977, the movie Star Wars was first released. 2 years later, in 1979, the infinitely superior sci-fi horror movie Alien was released. Both movies are now in their 40s, and one of them is very, very good. If it's your birthday today, you share it with wrestlers Tatsutoshi Goto and Hiro Saito, with author Poppy Z. Bright, who you may remember from the 90s, and national treasure Sir Ian McKellen. Oh, and actor Cillian Murphy, who survives his apocalypse in at least one of the alternative endings of his most famous movie. It is World Wine Day. It is also, in a nod to Tim Baker, International Tap Dance Day, and I have to say you would need an awful lot of the former to get me to even consider doing the latter. It is Towel Day, a day dedicated to the appreciation of comic science fiction writer Douglas Adams, and it is apparently Geek Pride Day, a day which started in Spain in 2006 and is all about celebrating your geek pride. I am not sure I personally see the need, as it's been a little bit of a while since Dungeons and Dragons, Star Trek and Little Plastic Men marked you as an outsider minority. We won, and arguably we need to get over it. Last week was a little bit of a chore, if I'm honest. Starting off with the World Mental Health Awareness Week made me painfully aware of my own mental state during the current collapse of civilization, which is why I've become a little sporadic. I started these little videos, these RAF reports, as a joke mostly, and then I did them for a while as a way to stay connected with my friends, and then they became an obligation, and I'm hoping to get back to the bit where I'm doing them to stay connected to my friends. So I think I'm going to be doing a little less of the historical event stuff, maybe 2 or 3, partly because, to be honest with you, this is silly, this is very silly, but one of the things I do is I've got a little site I use called something stupid like On This Day, mostly because the Wikipedia page for this day is full of tiny little text and I can't bother to make it bigger, and I'm getting on a bit. Anyway, I use this site that is weirdly obsessed with a number of things, including Wings and the musical stylings of Weird Al Yankovic. And as I'm scrolling through it every day, trying to pick out things I think that are funny or interesting or unexpected, I have to scroll past an awful lot of disasters and wars and deaths. I mostly skip the entire first half of the 20th century, just because day after day, just reading and thinking about those events and those people is a little bit trying. I mean, not... Oh man, I sound like such an idiot. Not on the great scale of things, but it does get to you after a while. So I'll be doing a lot less historical stuff. I'll keep to the birthdays though, because everybody likes a good birthday for the most part. And it's a nice reminder occasionally that there's people in the world who cheer you up, I guess. Even if some of them are Poppy Z. Bright rather than Ian McKellen. I feel terrible now. Oh man. Anyway, where was I? Yes, keep the videos up. I'm in the backyard at the moment. I am having a cup of cold homemade, I'm going to not pronounce this right, kefir, which is a kind of, as near as I can tell, non-alcoholic probiotic mead, which my father-in-law has been making for me, and it's very tasty. It's a lovely day for it. It's a glorious day, glorious 25th of May, you might almost say. And also at the same time, because I'm me, I'm feeling a bit bad. I'm feeling bad and I'm feeling guilty. I'm sat here in my backyard with a cup of something cold, considering the fact that I might get off my arse and do some writing later. And at the same time that I'm doing this, I have friends who are literally going to jobs that they hate and jobs that might kill them, while I lounge around on 80% with my feet up, wearing short trousers and a comedy hat in my backyard. I'm not sure what to say. I mean, hi, I see you. I know you're out there. I hope we all get through this. I've got nothing upbeat to add to that, which is a shame in a way, given how lovely the day is. Anyway, I've rambled on for quite a bit. I said earlier that I don't see the need to celebrate Geek Pride, particularly as we won and should get over it. I like to hope that I'm the kind of geek who holds the door open rather than standing in front of it with my arms closed and telling people that their costume isn't good enough for them to come in, but you never know. Now is a good time for you to take your medication, and I'm almost wishing I had some medication to take so I don't make rambling 6-minute videos like this again. You should also look after yourselves and each other, because nobody else pretty clearly is going to. We've been on almost complete lockdown now for something approaching 10 weeks, and I have to say I have a lot of sympathy for the people who are a little angry that our omnishambles of a government is choosing to back somebody who simply ignored the lockdown because they wanted to. And I'd like to imagine that we live in the kind of world where there'll be consequences for that, but unfortunately I just don't, and that makes me a little sad. But on a brighter news, today is also the anniversary of a fictional revolution. In the words of the People's Republic of Treacle Mine Road, all we need is truth, justice, freedom, reasonably priced love, and a hard-boiled egg. And I'm going to leave us on that note that sounds upbeat, but given how the May Revolution ends in Night Watch, I don't think it's quite as upbeat as we might want it to be. Anyway, I will probably speak to you all tomorrow, or this will be my last video. I haven't made up my mind which. I think I'll probably speak to you all tomorrow on Tuesday the 26th of May. Until then, I'm going to say bye-bye and go back to reading 4th edition Warhammer Fantasy role-playing rules so I can keep up with my mates' tabletop stream and drinking probiotic, non-alcoholic mead in the backyard. Look after yourselves.